Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to share something with you right now because I'm in a space right now where I'm feeling a little angry. I'm feeling angry, right? And I want to share this with you because I feel like it's important. It's okay to be angry, it's okay to be upset about something. Be careful of people trying to convince you that you're not supposed to be angry. See, when I was growing up, my guardians made me feel guilty for having any kind of emotional expression, whether it be anger, whether it be upset. I'm getting emotional now just talking about it. How unfair that is. When you're growing up and you have your mother or whoever telling you, you better not cry. You better not get upset. Or trying to discipline you by convincing you that any show of any kind of attitude or any feelings are not appropriate. Now, I don't condone children disrespecting their parents. I don't condone that, but I do feel that people need to know how to handle that and how to help children through their emotions. So I'm just kind of reflecting on how I'm feeling now, how I felt as a little girl growing up in a household where I was not allowed to be angry, I was not allowed to be upset about anything, and stuff like that really does affect you growing up because you basically get yourself into situations where the people around you don't allow you to be angry either. And that's basically reflecting back to you the stuff that you're holding inside. The belief that you yourself don't feel like it's okay to be angry because no one ever gave you permission to be angry growing up. No one ever gave you permission to feel upset about things. And not only not giving you permission to feel upset about things, but also giving you permission to express those things because it wasn't allowed. And what I've been working on, sorry, it's cold in here. What I've been working on these days is a lot of issues around my throat. And from what I'm seeing, the throat is what holds the blueprint for our experience. So any like energetic blueprints within the Akashic records. So a lot of past life stuff tends to come up within the throat chakra. So I'm working on that stuff. And what has also been coming up are issues around, issues around expression. So if I'm feeling a certain way about something and how I take action on those feelings. Okay, do I tell someone that I'm upset? Do I, like, how do I express that I don't like what somebody's doing, or I don't like what somebody's saying, or I don't like how, if I'm expressing something, people are telling me, calm down, or just don't respond in this way, or don't do this, don't do that. Okay, so I'm just offering my own personal perspective on this. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. So I'm willing to be wrong because I myself am working through this. Is that when someone is angry, you don't necessarily have to agree with what they're angry about. You don't have to mentally understand and agree. But I do feel it's beneficial to just hold space and acknowledge that they're angry. That's really what I think people need. Well, let me just think about it too. Like, what do I need from people around me when I feel angry? I need people to, I guess, help me feel like it's okay. You're angry. It's all right. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be upset. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not, knocking anybody out, which can happen to people when they get angry and it turns into rage and it's just uncontrollable. So, for me, these days, it's just been about when the anger comes up, can I acknowledge that I'm angry and that it's okay to be angry? And once I do acknowledge that anger, what's actually underneath it? Because that's the other thing that I'm seeing too, is that when we're angry, it's not just anger. There's typically some sort of pain underneath that. So what I've been feeling is that when I get angry about something, underneath I can feel like I'm hurt. Like I'm hurt, like I'm not being heard, I'm not being acknowledged, I'm not being honored or respected. Something is going on there that is hurting my feelings and invalidating how I feel. So there's something going on there that I need to acknowledge as far as emotional pain is concerned. So all of this stuff it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. But I guess what I wanted to partially just share my personal experience because I'm in the midst of it right now and I'm processing it just over the past few days. I'm sure the full moon in Gemini is bringing a lot of this up. But I wanted to share my personal experience about it. And I also just wanted to encourage you to reflect on this too. If you find that you have anger coming up or upset coming up, no, it's okay to feel those things. It's okay to feel those things, to express them. Sometimes I'll write in my journal. If I'm feeling a certain way, it helps me to clarify mentally. But I have found that it's also very helpful to talk to people that you feel safe around, that you know are not going to judge you or whatever, that are just a safe container. Because I found it different. This is going on longer than I thought it would, but it's fine. I found that it's really helpful when you're communicating to have someone who can receive it. It's one thing to journal and it's one thing to think out loud. But when you step in front of someone and you start speaking and talking about how you feel, if you notice, you might start to get choked up, you might start to feel more emotional and all the stuff starts to come up and you start crying, or what you feel really starts to show itself. And I feel that that's because that energy is kind of moving through a receptacle, a container of that energy. So I do think it's beneficial to have people that are able to be receptive to what it is that you're feeling. So this is why I said in the beginning, it's important, like when someone's angry, just try to receive that in a way that's non-judgmental, that's not trying to tone them down, and that's not trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not just invalidate, but basically make them feel like they're over-exaggerating, that they're overreacting, yada, yada, yada. Just, I think sometimes when we're angry and we're talking to people and just trying to express our anger, it can be uncomfortable for that person. It can be uncomfortable in the sense that it brings up our own feelings, maybe around anger, but also being able to be a strong anchor for someone who is angry. I don't think we always know how to do that. But I think acknowledging when someone is angry, like, okay, I see that you're angry, and it's okay. It's all right to be angry. Do you want to talk about it? I think just that as a start is really good. And if you are angry, breathing also always helps. Like I'm making a video where I'm talking to you all right now about how I'm feeling. And even this is helpful because I know there are people on the other end that are going to be receiving this. So, excuse me, even that's helpful. So, thank you for listening. I'm actually thinking of going live tomorrow. I'll see how I feel about that. But that's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of going live tomorrow and just sharing some transmissions, some updates within the divine loving universe about what people need to know the most for their evolution. I also wanted to post a video about my work and clarify some things because I had some interesting experiences within the past couple of days that, I feel compelled to actually clarify some things. because there seems to be a little bit of confusion around my work and I guess just the spiritual path in general and what it's supposed to do for people. But we'll see. I'll play it by ear and I'll see where I'm at. But thank you so much for listening, and I send you all so much love from my heart to yours. And have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye bye.